Tim, in the 4x4 market, we've picked out two to look at. The Maverick we'll come on to shortly, but first of all, the Frontera. This is the newly restyled Frontera, which has only been out, what, about a year or so now? Yeah,
it's been out just less than a year actually. This is the new shape one. Quite a few changes actually to the Frontera since they've moved on. I believe they've changed the suspension, the engine lineup has changed, they've had facelifts, and they've had an up-spec on the specifications really.
Is this a lot better model than the previous one?
Yeah, it's far better than the previous model. The other one, a bit of a, I'll choose my words carefully, a bit of a nightmare car really. It was fraught with bad publicity when it was actually launched to start off with it, and it carried that cam with it through up until this particular model. These are a far cry from the existing vehicle. They do drive so well, build quality is good on them, and the engine lineup is super.
What sort of money do they go for? I mean, the early shape of the new style.
Yeah, this particular one, like I say, this one came out is a March 1999 T. The S-plated ones will do, dependent on the specification, will start from somewhere around about mid-15s to late 15s. This particular model, being the limited model, which is the special edition, we've got up at 16,999, which is quite a huge saving, because this car would probably have just about set you about £23,000 about 6 months ago.
Now, the Frontera was Vauxhall's first foray into the 4x4 market. They followed the Frontera up, of course, with the Monterey, based on the Isuzu Trooper. The Monterey no longer with us, and indeed the Frontera is also based on a Isuzu car, available worldwide under a different badge and a different name. But the Frontera has that kind of sort of almost Tonka toy look, small Tonka toy anyway. It looks rugged, it looks reliable, but the early Fronteras were not particularly reliable and not particularly rugged, rather prone to things going wrong. But they evolved over the years, and this particular second generation Frontera is a huge improvement over the early models. The Mark I Frontera was first launched in late 1991, and early examples would be on a J plate. Cheapest around on the market would be the 2-litre Sport 3-door. Prices of these are tumbling at the moment, so don't pay over the odds. The interior looks and feels rather cheap, but it's very capable off-road, so check for any underbody damage that might have been caused by too much rough stuff. As with all 4x4s, the Frontera doesn't drive and handle like a car, but there's no doubt that the new style Frontera from late 98 onwards is a big leap forward. Now, if you're in the market for a 4x4, but you don't want something as big as, say, a Discovery or a Range Rover or a Shogun, and you don't want something maybe quite as small as a Freelander, well, the Frontera could be a good 4x4 to go for. It's big, it's spacious, it's very comfortable, and this particular limited model is very luxurious. It has that smart split rear tailgate too. Now, in the new Frontera Mark II range that we're in today, you get a great choice of engines too. A new 2.2 petrol engine, a V6 petrol engine with an automatic option too, and this new 2.2 diesel engine, which is as powerful as the old 2.8 diesel engine. It's more refined and it's more economical.